hold to your Bitcoin forecast for, what is it, $1 million per coin by 2030. That still feels good to you.
Yes, and you can, sometimes you need to battle test. You need to go through crises to see who the real, to see the survivors, first of all. And again, we think Bitcoin is coming out of this smelling like a rose.
Cathie Wood with a huge Bitcoin price prediction, $1 million by 2030. And she thinks that is a conservative estimate. That's a 40x from right now. What do you guys think? Do you think Bitcoin can reach $1 million by the start of the next decade? What's up, crypto family? So as you guys can see, we're going to be checking out a clip here today from Cathie Wood, the CEO of ARK Invest. She's going to be giving her thoughts on the recent banking crisis, how Bitcoin has performed, her thoughts on BTC right now, what she thinks is going to happen next, and the next narrative that is going to be forming here over the next couple of years. So make sure to stay tuned for the rest of this video. She talks about a lot of interesting information, a different perspective on some things. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Cathie Wood's Bitcoin price prediction. Put that down in the comment section below. Let's go ahead and check out today's video.
A couple of things have happened here that have never happened really in history, and so the banks didn't expect it. The first was interest rates up 19-fold in less than a year. Never happened. Under Volcker, which it was twofold, 10 to 20%. And the low base does matter. Many people dismissed it, saying, oh, just such a low base. No, expectations were low base. So that was the first. We've never seen that magnitude of an earthquake, I would say. Then the second thing that no one expected, again, because it hasn't happened in such a long time, was deposits leaving the system. For Silicon Valley Bank, it was venture capital facing a funding drought, and so they had to draw down their deposits. Well, as we said before COVID, as we were descending into that, and we are saying now, innovation solves problems. And you showed a few charts at the beginning that suggest that some of the innovators out there are solving problems. I mean, I think the most dramatic example of it to us was the behavior of Bitcoin last week. It absolutely took off. It was a flight to safety vehicle. And so it is really proof of concept that innovation solves problems. There are, in Bitcoin, fully decentralized, fully transparent, auditable, which is addressing all of the banking's problems right now. And so a flight to safety, a little bit of an insurance policy. There's no central point of failure in Bitcoin. One of the things that happens in a crisis is liquidity dries up. So that tends to hurt assets. And the fact that Bitcoin moved in a very different way from the equity markets in particular was quite instructive. You'll find the building blocks of those price targets in our Big Ideas 2023. So ARK Big Ideas 2023, and they are, for the base case, I would suggest quite conservative. We've dialed some of them down since last year. I know that corporate treasuries pulled away from Bitcoin because the regulators were pulling them away from Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So we've pulled back there. But we do believe that the behavior of the price through this crisis is going to attract more institutions, for example. We've done a report targeting institutional investors and the allocation that they should make if they care about this new asset class diversifying their portfolios. And I believe it's somewhere between 2.5% and 6.5%. So not crazy. These are the sorts of allocations they would have made to emerging new categories of assets like real estate in the 70s, emerging markets and small cap in the 80s and 90s. Yes, in the beginning of the crisis, it seemed like regulators wanted to blame crypto instead of the significant rise in interest rates and the deposit outflows. Now we're seeing it as a solution to the problem, but the regulators are still reticent. So it seems as though the judge is having some trouble understanding how the SEC could approve a Bitcoin futures ETF, which is swaps based and therefore has counterparty risk. But will not allow a spot Bitcoin ETF. It really makes no sense. So they'll either have to basically shut down the Bitcoin futures ETF, it seems to me, or allow a Bitcoin ETF. So I think Grayscale is doing Bitcoin a great service, and its arguments have been very sound. No, if you look at upstream what's going on, commodity prices are coming down quite dramatically, some by 70–80%. And I will also say the retail call was very right. I think you'll agree on that. The discounting, we think, is going to continue to work its way through the system from the commodity price level to downstream near the consumer. And you can see this. Tesla is cutting prices. Many people say, oh, it's because of competition. No, it's because their commodity prices are coming down. And Elon's even talking about deflation, and the cost associated with innovation is coming down because it follows a learning curve. So I think the innovation that our companies are delivering are going to be one part of the deflation. Commodity prices, another. And I will also tell you, the yield curve, the week before last was down, inverted by as much more than 100 basis points. That also is a deflationary signal, as is what's now going on in the banking system. Yes. I think the banking system is fearing deflation.
And we heard Cathie talk about deflation, and she sees commodity prices coming down. Just to back that up, we can see this is wheat here. This has come down pretty big over the past year, from around $12 all the way down to around $7. You have U.S. oil that has came down here as well. From last year, it peaked at around $120. Now we're currently at $72. And corn as well. Corn was around $8 last year. Now it's around $6.52. So most commodities across the board are coming down. This is why Cathie believes we will be seeing deflation sometime this year. But let me know what you guys think about that. Do you think we'll see deflation this year or anytime in the future? But thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of the video. If you enjoyed, found any value, make sure to hit that like button. My name is Aaron from the Bitcoin Bros. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.